Welcome to the University of Worcester. My name's Helen Holmes and I'm the course leader for digital media production. I'm sorry we can't meet in person at this time, but I hope in future we'll have lots of opportunities. I'm going to be talking you through some slides today which will hopefully answer some of your questions. All the images that you see are either taken by students and credited to them, or they're behind the scenes shots. We wrote the course with employability at its heart. When we wrote the course, we worked really closely with the creative industries to make sure that we covered all the elements that employers need and that are in high demand. Some of the areas we cover are visual effects, motion graphics, photography and videography, sound design, creative direction, web design and digital content, and social media. Originally, when we wrote the course, we called it Creative Media, and we've just swapped over to Digital Media Production as we feel that this sums up the content of the course much better. The course includes live client briefs all the way through the 3 years of the course to help you to develop your creative skills and also to give you invaluable experience of working within the creative industries. Of course, you will also be developing your portfolio so that you'll be ready to launch your career. We're very proud of our employability statistics, with 96% of our graduates being in media or design jobs within 6 months of graduating, and of course some go on to master's education rather than straight into employment. Students are taught in small groups of no more than 25, and we're based in the Digital Arts Centre, which is the equivalent to any professional media facility. We have the latest software such as the Adobe Suite, kit which students can hire free of charge, such as DSLR cameras and video cameras. We also have studio spaces with green screen. Again, these can be hired out by the students, and we have excellent technical support. Our course community is really important to us, and of course our community is much wider than just the current students. It also includes staff, our graduates, and the industry contacts that we work so closely with. I'd really encourage you to have a look through our digital magazine, which is called Creative Crunch, which has been written by staff and students of the course. It will tell you about student life, what our graduates are up to, some of the live briefs we've been working on, and also some of the opportunities that are available. You can find the magazine at creativecrunchworcester.co.uk. There are opportunities to study overseas for either one semester or for a full academic year. We've recently had 2 students return to us, one from California and one from Canada. We'll be publishing their stories in Creative Crunch soon. We also organise course trips overseas each year. This year we visited Lisbon in Portugal, and last year we went to Amsterdam. Again, you can see the stories of these in Creative Crunch. I'll tell you a bit about how the course is structured. We have 2 semesters each year. Each semester has 15 weeks. Semester 1 runs from the end of September to the end of January, and Semester 2 runs from the beginning of February to the end of May. Within each semester, you would be taking 4 modules. Each module is either classed as mandatory, which means you have to take that module, or optional. In other words, there are some choices. 15 credit modules are taken in one semester and 30 credit modules are taken across both semesters. The modules that we currently offer are as follows. In your first year, or level 4, you would be taking 4 mandatory 30 credit modules. So these are modules that run across both semester or the whole year. The 4 modules are media production, visual language in digital media, innovation and experimental production, and personal development skills. There is also an option to take a language, and if you do decide to take a language, this would replace one of the modules above. And in our second year, or level 5, you'll see that there are more options. So the 2 top modules there, digital photography and immersive and sensory design, are both modules that run across the 2 semesters. And then underneath you'll see creative digital content, motion graphics, visual effects, digital entrepreneurship and media campaigns, and you would be taking 60 of those 90 credits, so you have an option to choose there. You'll also see that the language options are there again, and again you could pick up one or both of those and replace them with your optional modules above. And on to the third year, or level 6, so a slightly different structure again. You'll see that we have 3 rows there of mandatory modules, 2 are 30 credit and 2 are 15 credit. So those are the creative media project, which is the dissertation equivalent, professional practice, which also takes in the degree show, design and media awards, and pressure projects, which is a quick turnaround module. And then you have options in documentary photography, experimental practice, industry brief, or live project. So you would choose 2 of those 4 options. You will have seen that the course is quite broad in its content, covering a wide variety of disciplines. You can, however, become specialist in one area if that is the way that you wanted to go. So, for example, if photography was to become your specialism, you could choose modules which would form a pathway, something like this, which would mean that you get the maximum amount of photography tuition. You will also find that as you move through the years, you have more options within each module. So for example, in the third year, if you're taking an industry brief, we would make sure that we link you up with a photography specialist who would give you a live brief in that area. Of course, you can stay broad. So if you wanted to go into a career such as web content production, for example, then you would probably want to carry on learning areas of videography, photography, motion graphics, perhaps visual effects and visual communication. If that's sounding a little confusing, there's no need at all to worry, as we work closely with every single student through personal development skills to ensure that you are on the right pathways for your chosen career. Each student also has a personal academic tutor. You would meet with them regularly and they will help to guide you through. Your PAT will also support and advise you on other areas and signposting you to further help from student services should you require this. So this might be areas such as accommodation or finance. So I've tried to preempt some of the popular questions that I'm often asked at Open Day. The first question I'm often asked is, are there any exams? So no, there are no exams. Your work is assessed in a variety of different ways through a number of different elements. Of course, this depends on the modules that you choose to take, but some of the elements may include practical pieces, written reports, presentations, individual or teamwork. We also run peer assessments where students assess each other using the current assessment criteria before the students hand in their work. I'm often asked whether it's possible to take a joint course. And yes, it is. We offer 4 options at the moment, so creative media with graphic design, with film production, with journalism and with media and culture. And this means that you would be taking half of our course, creative media, and half of the other course. There is currently an option from the second year onwards to move to major minor, so that means that you would take more of one course than the other course. Again, we would obviously be talking all of this through with you, with your personal academic tutor, so that you could make sure that you're on the right route. Are there links with industry? Well, our strong industry links are absolutely vital for the work that we do throughout the course. In our live briefs and professional practice modules, clients work directly with students, and so our strong contacts are absolutely key to the course. We also have a degree show at the end of the final year where the creative industries and businesses are invited to the private view, and students are often offered jobs on the spot or sometimes internships and interviews, and also clients often spot a strong student through a live brief, and that offered opportunities in that way as well. An example of a recent live brief that we've produced is the Uncover Your Potential campaign that we worked on with West Mercia and Warwickshire Police. You can see here some of the behind the scenes shots of some of our students working with the police. So as you can see, it was a campaign to highlight the roles of women within the police force. The students were involved in every element of the campaign, from initial brief through to concept, planning, filming, post-production, editing, the social media campaign and the print campaign, and also some packs of work to take into schools for students to highlight the roles of women to younger children. So here you can see an example of one of the printed posters forming part of the campaign. There were 5 posters within each constabulary, driving the viewer to the Uncover Your Potential campaign online. And here you can see one of the animated GIFs that formed part of the social media campaign, again driving viewers to the video. The campaign was so successful that it's been viewed internationally, it's been discussed at conferences, and it's even been talked about on Radio 4 Women's Hour. And so another example of our industry contacts is through the degree show, and here you can see some images from 2019. You can see that there's a wide variety of media such as projection mapping, video and sound here. Each student has their own area. They also design the show, the look and feel of the show, the promotional videos and the social media campaign. And so the 2020 degree show, which didn't go quite as planned, we had got quite far in the planning before we went into lockdown. The students had a concept of building a physical future vision of Worcester. So it would be a physical space that the viewers could walk through to include projection mapping and soundscapes, with each of them having an area to display their work. I'm enormously proud of how professionally the students have dealt with the lockdown situation and made the decision to take the degree show online and to launch it virtually on the same day that the private view would have been. The students designed and built a website, and each student has their own digital showreel and page to display their work, with links to their own personal promotional sites and their social media. The show has been an enormous success. The students made it a very positive event and took this as an opportunity to get their work even wider than they would have done had it have been a physical show. You can see the website at futurevisionworcester.co.uk, and you can also see a feature that I've written about each student in the Creative Crunch magazine. I was also very proud to have been interviewed by Aesthetica magazine and to have a feature written by them. I'm often asked where our graduates now work. So below are some of the recent graduate destinations, but there are a real range, from a social media executive at GTech through to a motion graphics designer at a communication agency called DRPG, to a digital media production officer at the Royal Marines. So one of the best ways for you to understand and to learn more about our graduates is to hear from them. So we've put together a quick video of one of our graduates in his workplace.
Hi, my name is Georgi Chivokov. I'm a motion graphic designer here at DRP. DRP is a creative agency and we do videos and events for our clients. I studied in the University of Worcester and my degree was creative media. I'm originally from Bulgaria and I used to live in our capital, Sofia, which is the biggest town in the country. The University of Worcester invites a lot of people with different cultures from different countries, which is just amazing to get different perspectives from people from all around the world. Worcester on its own is super friendly, it's really relaxed and generally a nice town. I chose creative media because it fit all what I was interested about. I studied photography, I studied graphic design, I studied sound design, and all combined comes into what my passion is right now, which is motion graphics. The University of Worcester helped me with my employment with the degree show, which I find is an amazing opportunity to showcase your work for different companies to see. I ended up meeting the creative director for our graphics team, and we went for a little chat. He liked what I was doing at the time, so he got me here for an interview. So here I met my creative director and my manager. A month later I started working here. Creative media just gives you a diversity of choice that you have to study lots of different things, find your passion and just go for it.
So you can find a number of other videos and stories within our Creative Crunch magazine, so I'd really recommend that you go and have a little look at that, where you can learn even more about the course. And finally, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me. My name again is Helen Holmes and I'm the course leader for Creative Media. You can email me on h.holmes@worc.ac.uk. And please do follow us on social media. So you'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you'll find all our videos on YouTube. And once again, no question too small. Please do drop me an email if I can help with anything, whether it be more information about the modules or perhaps your educational background and any specific questions you might have. So thank you for your time, and I really hope to be able to meet you in person soon.